Good afternoon and welcome to the Market Recap. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Today is Monday, December the 7th, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. 4,300 souls died that day. Keep them in your thoughts, keep them in your prayers. 79 years ago. Wow, 79 years. Hopefully, you've had a decent trading day today. Good afternoon, Murph and Kevin. Always makes me wonder when people retract messages, what they're saying, Kevin. But hello to you. Interesting trading day. We talked this morning about the importance of staying pretty patient, and in most of these markets today, it certainly would have helped, if not kept you out of the markets at all. I mean, some of these markets were really just stuck in rollover, short time frame controlled, no real economic indicators out today, tomorrow. I mean, taking a look at what we've got tomorrow, we really just don't have much of anything. Not much. Productivity and costs, 730, not an impactful number. Red Book, 755, not an impactful number. A couple of small bill announcements, nothing really happening tomorrow. We do have at least some information coming out on Wednesday in the JOLTS, the jobs opening labor turnover survey at 9 o'clock, also with wholesale inventory, which is a preliminary number, and the petroleum status report. That's on Wednesday, of course. But again, tomorrow, pretty thin as far as economic numbers due out. So just taking a kind of a glance over what happened in the markets today. Second day in a row, Friday as well as today, crude prices fail to hold or accept above that weekly kickoff high. Lots of question as far as demand with greater COVID infections, fewer people driving. OPEC talking about increasing production next year by 500,000 barrels a year. Still it's not a huge number, but still, if the demand does not come in, we're going to see some suffering. Crude prices, even the S&Ps, equities were kind of mixed. The Russell kind of closed about steady, Nasdaq a little bit higher, S&Ps and the Dow a little bit lower. A lot of people talking in the news how Tesla has held up the Nasdaq today. Again, infections and potential relief bill kind of opposing forces in the equities today, certainly showing in time. Plus, don't forget those are also in rollover, so we are going to be watching those throughout the week as rollover continues. I always look forward to the end of rollover myself. Gold, short-lived bull flag. I think we kind of touched on that this morning on the daily. Maybe we were starting to form a bull flag. Well, it hardly was a handkerchief before before buyers came in and moved that market to test weekly kickoff high. We're going to see all these on the charts shortly. The euro short time frame rollover continued. Patience might have paid today in our equities and in our currencies. The only thing I don't see that patience might not have helped us today was in that gold breakout above that handkerchief of a bull flag, perhaps. I'm not sure. The Japanese yen, again, narrow inside range rollover. Patience would have certainly paid. It would have been very easy to get chopped up in a lot of these markets today. And I hope that is not the case for how your trading day went. Hello. Make sure you like, share, comment, question, feedback. Heckling are always appreciated. Sign up to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get notifications when we do go live. We do have the Coach's Playbook tomorrow. I think we're going to be talking about stops, how to play stops, and even more importantly, how not to play stops. Good afternoon, everybody. Murph, good morning. You win the prize this afternoon. Kevin, hello. James, good to see you. Ute, Olivia, Profiton, and Tonya. Hello, Tonya. Missed you this morning. Glad to see you. Hope things are going well for you. Let's take a look now at the charts and see what we see. Perhaps how things went today, and perhaps a little hint of what they're going to look like for tomorrow. All right. Well, we had a pretty stiff rejection, I would say, above that weekly kickoff level here in the crude oil this fine trading day. We got up there, we looked, we didn't like what we saw, we left. It's kind of like me shopping. If I get into a store, I better know where everything is. Otherwise, I'm in the door and out the door. Well, that's kind of what crude oil did for us today. Thought it was going to be a pivotal level, 46.30, the weekly kickoff level. It did offer a little bit of opportunity, just kind of taking us to the high of last week's extended trading hour session, just bringing in sellers and taking the market back lower. Without some news, without some sort of change going on, I think we're going to see this market largely range bound until something comes out. Perhaps EIA on Wednesday will provide some bigger opportunity. Take a look now into the S&Ps. Remember, our equities roll on Thursday. So Thursday into Friday is when you're going to see the volume roll from the December into the March contract. We'll keep an eye on things to help you out with that. But again, a test above weekly kickoff high, unable to maintain. I believe that was before the regular trading hour open. The market really kind of maintaining kind of range-bound activity throughout the day. You can see it, I think, a little bit better here on the 30-minute chart. Here's where we talk about patience and how important it can be. Here's the opening. Okay, right in the middle of yesterday's area of value. When we say patience, better trade locations may come as the day goes on. Well, it looks like on the upside, we got our best trade location about 2 hours after the open. Our best trade location to the downside about 6 hours after the open. That last stab to the downside really rejected and just right back into range. You can almost see, okay, here's our highs. Here's the value low from yesterday. Nothing but shadows down there. Nothing but rejection down below that value low from Friday. So here it is, right back in the middle. Patience would have paid today. Nasdaq, again, in a little bit of a different situation. We're seeing possible acceptance above that weekly kickoff level, that weekly kickoff high, 12,540. It definitely closed above it. Most of our afternoon, most of our trading day today was above it. What's one of the things that we look for in price acceptance is time. We spent some time above that weekly kickoff level today. Here we go. Here's weekly kickoff. Market opens, leaves, and just kind of holds above weekly kickoff high. No real momentum here just yet, just spending time accumulating volume. If volume picked up a little bit today, I'll look for a healthy upside auction to continue. If not, maybe we'll get an opportunity to see an entrance or an execution back down here near weekly kickoff high. Gold. This market was I think my favorite last week, and so far today, I think it's been my favorite as well. We have our island bottom below. This morning, I think we talked about it on the forecast that we were starting to form what looked like a bull flag. Well, even before it was coming out of my mouth, within a couple of sessions, within a couple of 30-minute bars, the market had already broken out and was continuing to the upside. Talking about the idea that this auction process is healthy. It's holding volume. It's continuing to increase in open interest. Yes, Friday we lost 600 in open interest, but it's been all buyers and all higher open interest off the lows here. I think we're gonna probably see another increase in open interest today in the bulletin tomorrow morning. Keep an eye on it. We'll be talking about that in the morning on the market forecast. Here's our little bull flag that we were kind of pointing out this morning. As soon as the market broke out above it, within about a half an hour, the market started heading right towards 1865, the weekly kickoff high. Took a look above it, really just kind of magnetic towards it. It might be another important level for us to look for an execution tomorrow morning. We're going to see that on the forecast as always at 8 a.m. Here is the euro. Again, also in rollover. Range-bound activity we were expecting to be likely. Seeing a nice kind of a pullback here. Central and range, short time frame controlled. 30-minute. Here is where we opened. Okay, we opened finding acceptance inside value from Friday, looking at the highs from last week, unable to even get to them. The market turns and heads the other direction. Again, these markets seem to be somewhat in kind of a random way because, again, we're in rollover. The longer time traders are more focused on getting a cheap roll than being concerned about directional activity. And any directional activity we saw today was not sufficient enough to push these longer time traders into these markets. And when we take a look at the Japanese yen here, here's the daily chart. Okay, open inside value, inside weekly kickoff high and low, largely holding this level here, but without an attempt to even get to that. Our opportunities were a little bit slim today. Take a look. Here's our entire regular trading hour range. In essence, it was a bit of a repair day. So what's a repair day? Well, we have a high volume node here that kind of put in the low of the regular trading hour session. We also have a high volume node up here, which is one tick short of the high. The market trades down to a high volume node, up to a high volume node, in essence, repairing this weak area here from Friday. So not a lot of big opportunity here, but it is only Monday. Tuesday, it looks like, not a lot of economic information, but hey, these markets are truly opportunity making machines. There's always something going on. Just going to kind of look at what happened in the news here. We've got Nasdaq is, they're saying, hit a record high as big tech leads. Energy stocks got a little bit battled, of course. We are seeing California is now banning gatherings. New York expands hospitals to battle coronavirus surge. Things aren't looking that good as far as the coronavirus surges are going. We have Chuck Schumer calling on Biden to forgive $50,000 in student debt per borrower. Who's going to pay for all of that? Congress aims to fund government for at least another week to buy time for spending COVID relief deals. Let's hope that they at least do that. I think our economy could certainly use it. As far as this day in history, we all know it's Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, 4,303 U.S. soldiers, servicemen, and civilians lost their lives that day. We always have to remember that and say a prayer for everybody in the armed forces then, now, and in the future. As far as anything else in the news today, it doesn't really seem to matter. That, to me, that's what's most important. I do want to give an honorable mention to one of my favorites. Harry Chapin was born 1942 today. That's today in music. All right. Things are going well, Tanya. Good. New video with the good doctor. That's going to be out shortly. We just put the most the therapy session from 2 weeks ago on YouTube today. The one from last week will be in there probably next week. And next week we do have the final therapy session for the week. I'm going to put that URL so you can sign up for it. That's, again, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. I'll put the URL in the chat here so you can make sure you... Whoops. All right, I messed up that URL. Let me get it. Let me get the right one here. All right. Boy, did I just mess that up. Well, I'll get you the URL perhaps tomorrow. I really messed that one up. All right, I'm not going to waste time on that right now. I'll put that in there again for you tomorrow. The replay on YouTube for the previous one will be on there today or tomorrow. Last week's will be on there probably early next week. And I really appreciate you coming and asking questions and looking forward to seeing it on the YouTube. It is, to me, one of the best things for traders is that session with the good doctor. Tanya, keeping my head clear in the mornings without outside influence before trading. Very good. Yes, check on YouTube. The most recent one that we just did last week will not be on there, but the one before that about meritocracy should be on there today. If not today, then certainly by tomorrow. But yes, check on YouTube. Okay. All right. Now I have the. All right. Now I've got the right URL. I'm going to put that in there. That is for a week from Wednesday's market therapy session. We will be having our group coaching session. I'll put out the URL for that tomorrow morning. And I always look forward to that as well. It's always one of my favorite parts of the week. So, all right. Just kind of a quickie today. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning for the market forecast. Dan will be back for the market recap tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. We do not do the recap anymore on Fridays, so everybody can get out of here and have an early weekend. So looking forward to seeing you in the morning. Stay clean, wash your hands, be good to each other. Don't forget, say a prayer, and we'll see you in the morning. If you're going to trade tonight, make sure you save a little powder for tomorrow. I don't know how big the opportunities are going to be, but there's going to be opportunities. I much prefer the day session when I can see all of the participants are available. Even if those participants aren't particularly active, I want to know they're there. So we'll see you in the morning. Have a good night. Trade well.